So not too long ago, my YouTube friend Magnus Andersson over in Sweden tagged a few of us in a video and asked us to show our favorite survival items in 3 categories. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my choices. Coming up on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So if you're not familiar with Magnus Andersson channel, you're missing some great videos. Magnus is over in Sweden. He's got some really solid outdoor skills, a pretty good sense of humor, and since he got together with Lisa, the scenery in his videos has improved a lot. Just saying, Magnus. Anyway, not too long ago, Magnus made a video and showing his 3 favorite survival items in 3 categories, and he tagged a few of us. He tagged Joe with Feral Woodcraft and Mike with Blue Mountain Bushcraft and Outdoors. And I'll put links to their channels below too, because all great channels. Anyway, the 3 categories that Magnus specified are probably what I would consider the top 3 categories that you need to have covered in a survival situation. Your knife, your ability to make fire, and your ability to cook and boil water or whatever. So, and by the way, just to be clear on this, Magnus, the challenge that you issued was survival gear. So I'm not going to be showing camping gear. I'm not going to be showing what I might even normally take with the Boy Scouts because I'm a Scoutmaster. I'm not going to be showing that stuff. What I'm going to be showing is the 3 pieces of gear that I would feel most confident in depending on in a survival situation. So, and these gears is always with me. It just may not be always in use because I might be using something else, because this is my survival gear and I kind of keep it in reserve a lot of times. So anyway, without me rambling any longer, I'm going to take you down the stump top and I'm going to show you what my choices are. Okay, first of all, Magnus said that we could only show 1 item with the exception of a knife that can be talking about, I want to use this and I might use this and I could use this, 1 item. So, but on a knife, he said we could use 2 because everybody carries 2 knives. So, my American Express knife that I never leave home without is the Andy Tran designed, Tops manufactured Tahoma field knife. It's a big knife, and I got to give Chris Tanner with Prepared Mind 101 a shout out here, because this is not my original knife. My original knife was stolen by a lowlife who broke into my truck, and so Chris was kind enough to send me his personal knife that he said he just doesn't use it to replace it. So, man, thanks, Chris. The only difference really is he put this grip tape on here, and mine had a sharpened spear point at the end. This one has just a non-sharpened false edge, but it could easily be sharpened, so it's not a big deal. But this is a big knife. You know, it's capable of doing some fine tasks if you need to, but this is just a good all-around one-tool option. You can chop with it, you can baton with it. I would literally trust my life to this knife. Now, it's in the regular top sheath. I've got a Kydex sheath for it, but I kind of like the top sheath because, well, I'm not going to show you what's in here because Magnus said I was only limited to 2 knives, and so this Swiss Army one-handed tracker, it's just kind of hidden in here. We're not going to count that one because that's not one we're going to talk about. Okay, so just there. And we'll put this back up. So that is my number 1, gotta have, don't leave home without it, must have piece of gear, and that is the Tops Tahoma field knife. And I just keep the little, we won't talk about that in there. So it's right there. But this is a pretty big knife, and it's not normally on my hip when I'm in the woods. It's kind of in my emergency pack gear or whatever. But so this is the biggie. The other knife that's always my camp knife, it's become one of my new favorites. And I got to tell you, my knives change a lot. So as I'm testing different knives and stuff out, they may change. But this one so far has been kind of a go back to knife for me. And that is the Battle Horse Knives Highlander. And you can see it's got a little use on it. It's not really clean. And it's a full flat grind. It is 01 tool steel, I believe it is. And it's just got a sharp spine on it, super solid, very, very nice knife. And usually it's on my belt when I'm camping with the Boy Scouts or whatever. So that's the knife. The next item is fire. Now, we're going to ignore this because this is just on my knife. This is just a fire steel that I made from a firesteel.com with a fat wood handle that I put on it because I love me some fat wood. But we're not going to, that's not my preferred favorite survival gear. It just happens to be on this knife. So, okay, we'll just leave that there. Here's where the controversy is going to start, because I know that a lot of people think this thing is crazy expensive. This is absolutely a waste of money. You know, what kind of idiot needs something like this? But we're talking about survival. This is the Lightning Strike Firestarter. And if you've not seen this, I'll put a link to the video below, but it's got some, I'm just going to show you how well this thing works and why this is still, I think, an excellent choice for survival. And it's my go-to choice for survival. And let me just pull one of these out. Okay, so they come with these little fire starters here, and you can buy more of those if you want to, and there's some kind of chemically impregnated substance, I'm sure. So what this is basically is an enclosed ferro rod with a tube on it and a striker that hooks to it. So you can basically make fire. Anybody can make fire. The reason that I think this is a very important, excellent survival tool is because, sure, I can use this one just like this all the time. I know how to use a ferro rod. But the reason that I think this is an absolutely really excellent survival tool, we're talking survival. I don't use this every time when I go camping. I don't use it very much at all. I keep it in reserve for survival, because if my fine motor skills are bad because my hands are freezing or cold or numb, or I'm injured, or maybe I'm even incapacitated, and somebody that doesn't have any experience with a fire steel has got to get a fire going, or maybe I got one hand, I can set this thing, get the fire starters out and go. And I got fire that simple, that easy. That, in my opinion, is absolutely invaluable in a survival situation. So, Lightning Strike Firestarter. Finally, the last item you talked about was the Cookset. So, I'll show you mine. Let me just push you out of the way over here. I think it'll burn for a little while too, which is a good thing. So, we'll let it burn. This is my Pathfinder stainless steel Canteen Cookset, and very similar to what you showed, Magnus. Yours has got, I think you have a synthetic or a plastic canteen. This is a stainless steel canteen, which just gives you another vessel to boil stuff in. It comes with a, you can't really see the logo anymore, but it comes with a cup that's got a nice locking handle on it. I like this one because you can sit it like so and it'll stay upright. You don't have to worry about balancing it on anything. It's also got this little stove you can put wood under and burn. You can put alcohol burner if you got them. You can put fuel tabs or whatever, and this sits on top of it like so. And I've got a lid for it also that just sits on there like that. It's not like a heavy cover lid, so it doesn't snap on, but it you know, keeps the heat in where you can boil it. And then inside this is just a really cheap canteen cover. It's not the real good one. I like the way this thing fits together like so, and then it fits in there like so, and all goes into my bag like so. But I've also got in this pocket, I've got some mini Infernos from the folks at Pathfinder store, because I just really like these. I like these fire starters, and that's it. I did have a little bottle holder hook thing, but somehow over the last little while it has disappeared. So it's but that's it. That's my top three. And again, we're talking survival here, not camping, everyday camping, because for everyday camping, I'm probably going to use a little propane or butane stove to cook on, just because it's quicker and easier. I'm going to use most likely this ferro rod, because I still start fires with a ferro rod even when I'm camping with the Boy Scouts, just because I like to stay in practice. Although I do have a lighter in my pocket right now. And then the Tops Tahoma field knife. That is absolutely, don't leave home without it. Okay, well, Magnus, I hope that's what you were looking for. That's my three sort of must-have survival items. And Magnus, I hope I didn't get into too much gray area there on my choices. It's the best I could do, man. So once again, if you aren't familiar with Magnus's channel, or Joe's or Mike's, I'll put links below. I encourage you to go check them out. They have really good content on those channels. So I'm not going to tag anybody else. I'll leave it up to Mike and Joe if they want to do that. But it was kind of interesting. It did really make me think, and I challenge you to do the same thing. Just if you had to choose between what your top three survival items might be, It's really a good process to go through because it forces you to think about priorities and what you really do and don't need. So Magnus, I appreciate you kind of, you know, inspiring me to do it. Anyway, I'll quit rambling now. I hope this has been interesting. As always, thanks for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for clicking that thumbs up, for sharing this video with lots and lots of folks. And thank you, as always, for doing all your Amazon shopping through the Survival on Purpose links. I really appreciate the support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time. I like to keep my, let me just show you how well this thing works. If I can hit it. What this is a basically an enclosed fire ferro. So what this is, you didn't see that, okay? So if you're not familiar with Magnus Andersson's channel, you need to be.